Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about base 2. Let's talk about some ways to convert a number into base 2. Let's try a number like 60. So we'll start with 60. Just make this. Okay, so first let's list the powers of 2 that are less than 60. So we have, 1. I'll write 1 here, and then 2. And then 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then 32. And we don't need to bother with 64 or anything bigger than that in order to write our system. Now, we'd like to make 60 out of these numbers. And because we want to be in base 2, we're going to have to use zeros and ones. So we can either use one of these numbers or we can not use one of these numbers. But I can't say use 16 twice. Well, that's pretty good, because if I could use 16 twice, that would allow me to express the number 32 in 2 different ways. I could express it as 32, or I could express it as 2/16, which would get, well, things would be confusing, because there would be more than one expression. So, looking at 60, I know I can get 1 32 into 60. Not 2 32s, but 1 32. Okay. So let's see what's left. Well, 28. Okay. How many 16s can I get into 28? Well, I can get 1 16 into 28. So what would I have left out of 28 if I take 16 out? Well, 28 minus 6 is 22, so that would leave me 12. Okay. Well, I could get 1 8 into 12, and that would leave me with 1 4, and then that would be it. 0 2s and 0 1s. So we just expressed 60 in base 2. Now, there's other ways we could do this. We can do this by dividing 60 repeatedly by 2. So let's try that. So if I divide 60, so I'll do 60 divided by 2, well, the answer is 30 with a remainder of 0. So what we care about is the remainder mainly, but the answer is 30. Yes, and R0. Okay, so now let's say we divide 30 by 2. Well, the answer is 15, R0. Okay, then let's try to divide 15 by 2. Well, what do we get? We get 7, R1. Okay, now let's try to divide 7 by 2. Okay, well, we get, because 2 goes into 6 evenly, 2 times 3, so we get 3 R1. And then let's divide 3 by 2. Okay, well, what do we get? We get 1 with a remainder of 1. And then we divide 1 by 2, and we get 0 with a remainder of 1. And once we get to 0, we can stop. And then what we do is we just read our remainders backwards. So we get 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. Now, I definitely prefer this method, but either one works, either one is fine, whatever you prefer. I guess this one can be a little exact. Remember to stop when you get to 0. And it'll give you the same answer every time. If you don't feel comfortable doing things in your head, feel free to use this second method. But this is an example of converting a number in base 10 into base 2.